Hello everyone, Paolo Nibletto here, the editor of CDN Computer Dealer News with Joe Panettieri, the MSP Mentor. He just delivered a keynote address at the Channel Lead Awards. Joe, your presentation was on managed services. Seems that a lot of companies are doing managed services for success, but a lot aren't. What are they missing?
Well, I think it's a market that's heavily hyped right now. Some are succeeding, as you point out, and some aren't. So I think there's sort of this in-between. If you're not doing it, you're a little nervous. You may be focused on those who aren't succeeding yet. And really it comes down to a couple of things. If you are succeeding, you've got good executive leadership that really knows how to sell the value of a predictable, managed infrastructure where the customer gets one bill per month and they really understand that they're not going to have any surprises with their IT costs. So that's the upside. The downside is a lot of VARs and integrators, quite frankly, don't know how to sell that model. They're used to selling new implementations, break-fix services. It's a whole different model to sell sort of a flat fee monthly service.
You introduced the 3x100 program. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and what should solution providers do with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if I'd call it a program. It's sort of a trend I've noticed in the market. So basically, the most successful MSPs out there they've got three things in common. They're focused on customer sizes that are typically about 100 seats. So rather than a very small business, which may be 10 seats, 20 seats, you go for that sweet spot, 100 seat. It's a much larger opportunity for you. Number two, you're looking at basically about $100 per desktop or per device or per user per month to manage. And I'm not just talking about security or storage or things like that, but there may be some CRM you can offer, some voice over IP. So all these services in total add up to about $100 per device or per user per month. The final thing is the diameter of how much reach you could have in terms of how far out you can go out and reach these customers. It's typically a 100-kilometer radius would be the better term. 100-kilometer radius in terms of how large a customer area geography can you cover. So if you can focus on customers with 100 seats, build up some services that are worth about $100 per seat or per user or per device per month, and then focus on a diameter of or a radius of about 100 kilometers, you're in good shape.
We're here with Gary McNally, the president of Digica Solutions. Gary, tell me about your impressions of the keynote speaker today on managed services.
My impressions with Joe's talk today was very, very informative. It's actually what I've been looking for the last little while. It seemed to me like he was the community head for all of the managed services big players in North America. He knew all the guys that were doing it. He knew how to get around and how to publish yourself and to get yourself known on a lot of social networks like Google, Facebook, Twitter, things like that. So very, very informative. Time flew during that presentation.
I thought it was a great presentation. A lot of information on blogging, Twitter, social media, branding, a lot of information that we can take back to our company.
Well, I found it actually quite useful. I was just saying at the table I was at that we have a debate almost every day at Lenovo whether we disseminate information quantity-wise or quality. Do you save up for that one press release that is perfectly worded? Or do you, between tweet and all the other social media tools, do you blast it out 26 times? What has more bang for the buck?
And what would you think it was?
Well, he put a very interesting argument that, you go wide, you make sure that your message is heard through a lot of different mediums. Another argument or a debate that we have internally is the old marketing rule was you hear something, 7 times and you get it. The new rule in media is that not only do you have to hear it 7 times, but you have to hear it 7 different ways. Yeah. So if you look at these 20 or 30 different marketing vehicles, is that more effective than concentrating on a couple of high-quality marketing media?
You're big on social media. What should managed service providers look for in terms of social marketing tips?
Well, you have to be careful with the social media. There's so much hype about blogs and Facebook and Twitter, LinkedIn, things like that. They can become time sinks. Who's going to manage all these things if you set up those accounts? And the thing that I recommend is go back to basics. Start with your own website. Have a press area or a media area on your website where you're posting one press release per month. It could be about a new company hire, a new partner program you're enrolled in, some new services you're offering customers, but one press release a month on your website. Then from there, a natural next step is to use a blog engine, something like WordPress or Google's Blogger, and post your press release there, have an account there, and that naturally search engine optimizes for you. And so it's a great way to force yourself. One press release per month on our website, and oh, by the way, we're going to use our blog site, which is free, to pump out information and lift our search engine optimization.
Thank you very much, Joe. There you have it from Joe Panettieri, the MSP Mentor. I'm Paolo Nibletto from the Channel Lead Awards. Thank you.